Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up, everybody? Welcome to YFC Mlb Dfs pre-lock live for Tuesday night, and we got a huge ass slate tonight. 15 games, a lot going on, a lot of pitching, a lot of batting. So we'll get right into it. I mean, we could sit here all night and go over this. I'm going to try to dummy it up a little bit as we go by the positions, especially for cash, because there's so many plays here. But first of all, your FieldlessChoice.com, $35 a month for 6 months. Cover all sports. All sports are included in that one price. We're around here every night. Tomorrow night, we're going to do something with golf for the Thursday PGA DFS for Thursday morning. We got WNBA going on tonight. 2 games, 7 p.m. There's not much beside that, I don't think. There's soccer's been going on during the day. The Euros, Wimbledon's going on in the morning. We've had cheat sheets for that. Eric's had all his esports, especially the CSGO, going on. Actually, check out his he's got some new spreadsheets he put together for any esports people. So check that out in his articles that he posts every day. I saw it this morning. Looks pretty dope, actually. So check that out from YFC, and that's pretty much it. So it's kind of a slow beside baseball right now. Weather. There is some activity going around. There's one game that's concerning, it looks like. Detroit-Cleveland game. They're saying that they think it's going to work out, but it's the riskiest game of the slate. And they do have it coded orange. So there is a chance for postponement. I am kind of looking at Mejia, at least in GVP in that game for Cleveland. So I do like Cleveland bats, so pay attention to that game. Beside that, what else we have? There's something that's close. The Yankee game is a little bit of rain, nothing heavy. We see Pittsburgh, Colorado. There's some rain west of Denver. So there may be a late start possible, but I don't see anything about postponement. Beside that, it looks like it's very hot around the country. So the Nationals game with Tampa Bay, hot and humid in Washington. Nice hitting weather, definitely. I like Tampa Bay. It's on my top stacks tonight. Philadelphia, very humid. Bump to bats in that game. Same thing with the Yankee game and against the Angels. What else we have? Boston, same thing. Very hot and humid. Winds blowing out the center, so just like last night, Kansas City and Boston. And Mets, Atlanta. But that's just some showers, looks like. And that's pretty much it. So pay attention to Detroit, Cleveland for possible. That's the only thing that's even closer postponement. And then some of these East Coast games for good hitting environments because it's hot and humid. All right, so that's weather. Vegas. Vegas is probably all over the place today. We got right now, Boston has the highest implied. Demi and the Rockies. If you look at Pittsburgh's lineup today, in course, Pittsburgh's got a watered down lineup. So Boston 6.4 implied and the Rockies 6.4 implied. They're the highest, the only ones above 6. Beside that, though, we have the Blue Jays at 5.8, Houston at 5.8, and then you got the Yankees, Cleveland, San Diego, who I really like. I like that San Diego-Cincinnati game. In Cincinnati, another hitter's environment I like. And everybody else is below that. So our big teams right tonight, according to Vegas, are Boston and Colorado. All right, so I'm going to try to move through this quick. There's a lot of games, a lot of players, so I'm just going to try to hit the highlights of each one for cash. Our cheat sheet has been updated about 10 minutes ago, so if you're a member, pull that up as we're going through. So let's look at pitching, actually. And there's so many ways to go right now. I think for cash, I don't think anybody's going to really, personally, I don't think anyone's going to run away with it. We have two pitchers in our projections, over 30%, looks like. Braden Woodruff and Robbie Ray. Personally, I like Ray the most out of anybody tonight. I think the consensus may be Woodruff, but they're both looking at over, we're seeing Woodruff about 37%, Ray at 30%. So first, Woodruff, he's going up against the Cubs. I mean, the poor Cubs are seeing some good pitching here, and now they're probably getting the best out of everybody. They had Peralta last night. They're probably getting the best out of all with Woodruff. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's got a third best ERA, 1.89, 2.81 xFIP, which is elite. Doesn't give up very little contact at all. Doesn't walk people. 0.76 WHIP. So that gives him a really high floor with no walks. Doesn't give hard contact. 31% K rate. And this is the Cubs team has been pretty much striking out 30% clip most of the year. So he is probably a top pitcher. Mine more is a gut thing. I mean, you can run both of them. I've tried to mess around a little bit. It's kind of tough with the good bats tonight, but it is workable. But I have seen some values popped up here in the last few minutes. So Woodruff's a top play. The other top cash play is going to be Robbie Ray. I've always liked Robbie Ray, especially this year where he's kind of made that turnaround. He's a huge home favorite against Seattle. He's a little bit more volatile than Woodruff, of course. His underlying numbers aren't as sharp as Woodruff, but there's no denying that strikeout upside, especially tonight against the Mariners, to strike out 27.5% against lefties, which is the fifth worst in baseball. His velocity's up, his walks are down. He's got 3.16 xFIP. Like I said, he's big favorite. To me, I'm all over Ray. Right now, Ray's my favorite. I rank him Ray and Woodruff. Ownership is saying Woodruff and Ray, but if you can, run both of them if you can make a lineup. Anybody else in the 20% ownership wise, and our projections are Lucas Giolito and Vinny Velasquez for the Phillies. So I right away I knock Velasquez out of cash. He's not a cash play to me. Giolito is actually, his price actually has dropped since last night. He was supposed to pitch last night, then again got rained out. He's only 8.7, so that does put him in play. So he is a good value. The problem is Twins scare me, even though the Twins can lie down and do nothing, but they also can they're volatile. They have the third highest ISO 187 against of all tonight's teams, and they're in guaranteed rate field, which is a hitter's park. But I mean, he does combine strikeout. He's got pitch count upside, strikeout count upside. He's cleared 100 pitches each of his last 5 starts. So there is definitely legitimate appeal to using Giolito. I know he just scares me. It scares me going against the Twins, but he is going to be popular. I've seen him. Some other sites are coring him with Woodruff as a top arm. So he's up there. I just get scared, but every now and then the Twins can come up and blow you up. But he's in play. One of my favorite plays tonight, and his ownership maybe go up as the night goes on before lock. I like Charlie Morton for the Braves a lot, especially the price 8.8. His price did go up a little bit. I still think he's one of the top point per dollar plays on a slate. You're actually getting a discount, I think, considering his skills. I still think he's one of the best plays on the board. They're a big favorite against the Mets, minus 168. They're playing at home. He's looked at his last 2 starts. He's been dominating. He got rid of his sinker, and that made a big difference. Now he's back with only 4 pitches, so he's back to the Morton we saw in 2019. So I'm a big Morton guy. Am I going to go with him in cash? I haven't decided yet. I would like to, because that get that little bit of value. But he's definitely in the running for me right now. Definitely Charlie Morton for Atlanta. The Mets don't scare me. What else? He's back-to-back games, 7-inning shutout games, 18 to 2 K walk ratio, which is pretty close to elite. I like him better than Giolito. A lot of people disagree with me. But you could also run him with Giolito and have two cheaper starters. There's so many ways to go tonight with all these games. But I'm kind of ranking him right now for cash. Ray, Morton, Woodruff. I did like this J.C. Mejia kid for Cleveland as a kind of a punt value play at 6-1 going against Detroit, but the rain scares me. Another play is James Caprillion for Oakland. I think is a decent play if you want to go be different in cash. You could possibly run him out there. He's actually been pretty well. Actually, he's done actually really well. He's a young kid. He definitely got upside. He he's got extreme splits though. He's a 30% pitcher, strikeout pitcher to righties, below average against lefties, but he's still young. So Texas does lack left-handed bats, so it's enough to kind of pump this kid up there if you want to use him in cash. But I'd say he's a cash play. But he's 8K. If I'm going to go that way, I'm just going to go to Morton at 8-8. So once again, I'm ranking them Ray, Morton, Woodruff. I may end up still with Ray and Woodruff. I want to see what ownership looks like before lock. But I think the Rowan play and then Giolito's in play. All four of those guys, Woodruff, Giolito, Ray, and Morton, I think are in play. You can't go wrong with any of them. That's it for pitching. If anybody else has a question, so there's so many guys you can sit and talk about them all night, but there's no sense of it. The rest of the guys are GBP plays. Also, German Marquez for Colorado. Even though it's in Coors, if you look at this Pirates lineup, it's watered down. There's no Moran. There's no Brian Reynolds. We got Ben Gamble batting third. I think I like that spot at 2K, but he's batting third. Phillip Evans batting sixth. Kai Tom's playing tonight in the outfield, so it's watered down. Marquez is actually throwing some decent games this year at home in Coors. So I think he's a sneaky play, especially for GBPs, is Marquez for Colorado. All right. That is pitching. Looking at our cheat sheet, let's go around. So starting McCutchen. So if you're gonna use like the Woodruff Ray or Woodruff Giolito or anything like that, we're gonna have to find value somewhere. So starting at catching, there's a bunch of players we can use tonight. Nobody is jumping out. Ownership, Gary Sanchez looking at the highest at 13%, so that doesn't really mean anything. My top plays, I don't think Gary Sanchez, especially now he's not hitting again, I don't think he's a cash play, but people are going to use him. You got Haney. Haney does give up hard contact, north of 50%. So I like Yasmani Grandal for the White Sox a bit. I think he's in play. Batting cleanup today against Maeda. I didn't mention Maeda, actually. I think Maeda is a great GPP play tonight, too. So just put that in the back of your head. Yadi Molina is probably my favorite catcher. He's hitting 310 over the last week. No, that was Grandal. He's in a great spot against Caleb Smith, who's definitely give up big time hard contact, lots of fly balls. He's got 387 ISO against lefties, 476 WOBA, 355 batting average against lefties. So Molina is definitely in play, batting sixth at 3.6. Now he's on a 4-game hit streak. He had a little bit of slump there last week. Now he's on a 4-game hitting streak. And during that streak, he's got 3 doubles and 3 ribbies. So Molina's probably my favorite play tonight at 3.6 if I can get up there. If not, I'm probably going to go all the way down to Zach Collins for Chicago, who's a punt play. He's batting fifth, a good spot at 2.5. So Collins are probably being a great play. Lewis, you can use Torrens also for Seattle at 2.4. I think is in play, but the problem is that's not if you're not using the pitcher against them. All right, so I don't mind Torrens, but I'm probably using Robbie Ray, so I can't use Torrens. So I'm probably going to go to Zach Collins. Tyler Stevenson's in play, 3.9 for the Reds. Great hitting environment today. in Cincinnati. Jacob Stallings at 3-1 in Coors, but I'm probably going to end up with Zach Collins. I saw a thing earlier on that ballpark website, and they had the top hitting parks, and actually the top hitting park tonight is Great American Ballpark, actually over Coors tonight, the San Diego Cincinnati game. And actually, the best pitching environment tonight is the Truist Park in Atlanta, the Charlie Morton game against the Mets. All right, so that's catcher. JT Realmuto is also in there too for GBPs, but you're probably going to drop down tonight. I'd punt it. I would go with a guy like Zach Collins. I'm sorry, Dan. You're asking about FanDuel. I kind of jumped the gun. I think at FanDuel, yeah, Woodruff's probably the top play at 11. I would probably use Woodruff on FanDuel. Yeah, I mean, you could go Robbie Ray, but I'd probably go Woodruff. I'd probably just go with just spend a little extra money and go Woodruff. Yeah, there, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and getting back to Great American Ballpark, they're saying actually the last 2 years, right-handed bats have the highest WOBA and ISO in Great American Ballpark in any other field in MLB, and I think lefty bats are second. I think possibly to Coors. So don't ever sleep on a Great American Ballpark in the middle of June and July in this heat as a top park. And you got the Padres going tonight against the Reds and this Tony Gonsolin kid, who the Padres should be able to beat up. So there's a lot of good bats tonight. It's just a matter of which ones you're going to use on this big slate. But don't sleep on either Padres or Reds. Remember, for the Padres, got scratched. Craig Stam is now pitching. So the Reds are definitely in play tonight now, too. So I just drew a blank on his name. Blake Snell. Blake Snell got scratched for the Padres. So that game's up to almost 11 over-under. So you can actually go that way, too, and pretty much fade Coors. The thing with Coors tonight, though, is there's a bunch of value plays, a bunch of punt plays. Don Day Stevenson or Million GBP? Probably Stevenson, because he's got a better chance of hitting home run. He's clean up in Cincinnati against Stammen. Yeah, I'll probably say Stevenson. Even though I like Molina a lot today, I'd probably run Stevenson in GBP. Especially because of the hitting environment there. All right, so that's catcher. First base. First base, looking at our projections, there's probably nobody running away with it. Ohtani is the highest on DK at 26%. On FanDuel, they're all tied together. Ohtani and Choi. So if I can run Ohtani, I'm running Ohtani somewhere in my lineup today. I'm not sure if I can run him at first base or the outfield, but I think Ohtani needs to be in your lineup. He's dropped down now even below 5K to 4.9. So you're probably going to end up playing him at first base. He's a really good play, of course. I mean, he seems like he hits a home run every damn game. He's lefty in Yankee Stadium. Wind's blowing out against a fly ball righty like Jameson Talon. I mean, he's got 381 ISO, 494 WOBA against righties, 26 homers on the season. He could definitely hit a home run the first thing like he always does tonight. He's in play. Another guy I really like, is actually more expensive than Ohtani tonight, is I like Matt Olson a lot. So if you're making more than one lineup, this is definitely a Matt Olson game for Oakland. But the thing is, he's more expensive than Ohtani, which makes no sense. He's 5'9". He's same price as Vlad and Freeman. All three of those guys, Vlad, Freeman, also are in play. But Fulte cannot pitch to lefty bats. Fulte for Texas. Olson's got 273 ISO, 385, 95 WOBA to righties. And Fulte's given up numbers even higher to lefty bats. 314 ISO, 428 WOBA, 328 average. So probably if anybody out of all these guys is going to get a home run tonight, it's going to be Olson. Because they're all in play of hitting home runs. Freeman, Vlad, and Olson. But I think Matt Olson's probably the best play of all those guys tonight. So making more than one lineup, you run GPs, make sure you get Matt Olson in the lineup. For cash, though, I think Ohtani's a play at 4.9. I mean, Vlad's always in play, but he's 6K. So if you're going to end up running like a Woodruff, Robbie Ray lineup, it's going to be tough unless you go real cheap and running guys like Ben Gamel and some of these guys. So, and Polanco and Kiermaiers and stuff. So you can do it, but you have to run a bunch of punts here. Other guys in play. Another guy I play like is Ryan Zimmerman at 3-3 for Washington tonight. He's batting cleanup. He also, I believe, is he have a BVP? Yeah, he's 6 for 11 lifetime against Rich Hill with a couple home runs. So, and Zimmerman's always hit lefties better in his career. He's in play as a value at 3-3. I had Colin Moran, but Colin Moran is not in the lineup now, so he's out. So a punt, if you want to go, and I have no problem using it, is the White Sox called up Larry Sheets' son today. This Gavin Sheets. He called up today. He's a power hitter. He was in, where's their AAA? I can't even remember where they're. Charlotte, I think it is. And he had 78 home runs. There's 33 RBI, 78 home runs. So he's batting, I think, 7th tonight for the White Sox. So Gavin Sheets is actually, I would consider him a cash play, especially like tonight at 2K. So you can go up to Ohtani, go all the way down with Gavin Sheets, unless you want to go in the middle for Ryan Zimmerman. But I have no problem using Gavin Sheets tonight to make his debut tonight for the White Sox. All right, it's first base. Second base. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Jared Walsh, the other guy. I always forget about Jared Walsh. Anytime there's a righty on the mound against the Angels, Walsh is in play, and that's Jameson Twan. So Walsh is just as good as numbers, advanced metrics than Ohtani. So Walsh is in play also at 4-4. And Bobby Bradley as a GBP play for Cleveland. Sorry about that. That's first base. All right, second base. Looking at our projections right now, the highest projected we got Kiki Hernandez and Garrett Hampson, both looking about 14% on DK. So first on DK, I'm running Kiki pretty much as a core play, just the way he's been hitting. He had another home run, was it yesterday? So I think Kiki's, especially his price at 3.8. I don't mind Jazz Chisholm at 3.7. And I also don't mind Garrett Hampson at 3.7 also. I just like Kiki leading off. Hampson's down the order, he's batting 7th, but he's definitely in play. On FanDuel, you got Brandon Lau sitting there at 2.9. So on FanDuel, I'd be playing Brandon Lau. DK, Lau is almost 5K. I do like Lau tonight. I like Lau and Metals tonight. Both lefties going up against Joe Ross. I think Joe Ross is a terrible right-hander. So, but he's too much for DK. But Hampson is in play. Jazz Chisholm. David Fletcher, always in play. He's leading off again. He's got 13-game hitting streak now. Had no double last night at 2.6. I have no problem using Fletcher. But I just like the way Kiki's hitting right now, and he's got more pop than anybody. And you got Jazz going up against Vinny Velasquez, and Jazz starting to hit also. He's got that power-speed combo. All right, so the way you're going to go with pitch tonight, you can't go up these guys like DJ LeMahieu, who I also think is hitting good. Adam Frazier in cores. You can put Frazier as part of a core stack, but I think it's going to be too high to get 2 in your cash games. See if there's anybody I'm missing. No, for me, it's not going to be Kiki. Now, as you go to third base, I think the same thing. You either go all the way up at third base and you play a guy like, I think Manny Machado's in a great spot. I think Devers in a great spot. Or you go all the way down to Emmanuel Rivera like we did last night, who's only he might have went up a couple $100, but he's minimum price at 2K. He had 2 hits in his debut last night. I think he's a decent hitter. I think he's going back to the well tonight and use Rivera again as another punt. If you don't want to, though, you got guys like Machado. Great spot in Cincinnati against Gonsolin. I should have mentioned Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth's a great spot at second base for San Diego. It'd be great to get a mini stack of Machado and Tatis. I just don't think you can do it tonight. That's what I usually like to do. But Machado's in play. Rafael Devers is in play. I'm going to stack Red Sox tonight. I think Red Sox are in a great spot against Brad Keller. But you can use definitely Rafael Devers, 359 ISO, 415 WOBA. J. Ram's in a great spot against Urena. Ryan McMahon, of course, in course against DeJong. Arenado in St. Louis is in play. Joey Wendell, I like Wendell a lot. He's a lefty for Tampa. I like all the Tampa lefties today. But if we're going to go to cash, and a cash line, I think you're going to have to go all the way down and use this kid, Rivera for Kansas City, or go all the way up to Machado or a Ryan McMahon. I'm all about Rivera right now, and he's probably going to be a core play for me for cash. So that's third. I don't think I missed anybody. Anthony Rendon GBP play. And if you kind of want to do a stack with Walsh and Ohtani, those guys, but he hits fastballs and a lefty, but Rendon can be in play with GBPs. Shortstop, this is what I want to pay up tonight. No matter what, I want Tatis in Cincinnati against Gonsolin. I think he's one of the top hitters on the night. To me, lock in Tatis. If you can lock in Tatis and Ohtani and try to find value the rest of your lineup somewhere. But Tatis is my play tonight at shortstop. Our projections are showing Tatis is the highest owned, 25% on both FanDuel and DK. So I'm playing them both on FanDuel and DK. Anybody else in play? Of course, Trevor Story in Coors, but he's more of a GPP play, I think, tonight. Who else we got? Ahmed Rosario for Cleveland. Started hit again. He went 3 for 5 last night with a double. Paul DeJong, I think, is also in a good spot again tonight. He had a home run last night. He's 3, which I think is like 3-2. I like Josh Rojas tonight for Arizona, leading off at 3-2. I like Rojas a lot. So if for some reason I couldn't get to Tatis, I'd probably end up using like a Josh Rojas tonight, leading off Arizona against C-Mart. But the place Tatis in cash, roll Tatis, GVPs. I mean, you can roll whoever you're using in your stacks. You can also run like a Trey Turner. Trey Turner is always, but he had a home run last night. Probably go right back to well with him again. You also got Wander Franco for Tampa. You can add him to your stack if you want with Brandon Lau and Meadows. One thing about Joe Ross was Franco was a switch hitter. You can beat him from the left side, and that's Lau, that's Choi, that's Franco, Meadows, Joey Wendell, Kevin Kiermaier. I mean, I'd be using Kevin Kiermaier in my main lineup. He's only 2K. Lefty batting 6th. All right, so shortstop. That's all about Tatis. If not, you can use the rest of these guys in GPPs. Don asks Cronenworth a second or Hernandez GPP. Definitely Cronenworth. I'm not a Hernandez guy, but yeah, I think didn't he have a good game last night? But I love Cronenworth tonight. I love all the Padres tonight in Cincinnati against Gonsolin. All right, so this brings us to the outfield. So outfield is probably going to be looking for value here tonight. There's plenty of value. I don't think this is a night you pay up for the outfield because you have so many high-priced pitchers you want to use, unless you play Ohtani out there and use a value play or punt play at first. So, but there's a bunch of ways you can go. I like Ben Gamel, who popped up now, batting 3rd for Pittsburgh in Coors at 2K. I don't mind Gamel. I don't mind Kevin Kiermaier as a punt at 2K for Tampa. David Peralta for Arizona is only, I believe, 2K, batting cleanup against C-Mart. Definitely, I had no problem using David Peralta at 2-1. You can end up probably having to use 1 or 2 of these guys in your main lineup. And you got Gregory Polanco at 3K, pretty close to a punt, batting cleanup against Marquez. You can use Polanco. And then in that lower price range, I like Jonathan Daza. Is one of my favorite plays tonight. Batting 2nd in Coors against DeJong at only 3-1. So Daza is a core play for me. You can pretty much make your outfield of like a Daza, Gamel, and Polanco or Peralta. All these 2-3K guys. Dylan Carlson's in play. Batting 2nd tonight, I guess. You like that St. Louis game. I do like St. Louis as a stack. And you get these mid-range guys who are all great plays tonight. Alex Verdugo, one of my top plays tonight also in the outfield. He's got 384 against righties. Brad Keller sucks. You can use Alex Verdugo. You can use Tommy Pham. Eddie Rosario, I think, is in a great spot tonight. Rosario should be batting cleanup. For some reason, I didn't bat cleanup today against Urena. Nicky Castellanos is only 4K. Batting 3rd against Craig Stammen. Now he's in play. Definitely in play at 4K. His price just dropped up to 7 RBIs yesterday. It makes no sense. Raymond Tapia is one of my top plays. He's under 5K. He's 4-3 for Colorado. And then you always got to talk about Kyle Schwarber, even though he is going up against the lefty tonight. It's Rich Hill. I'd rather see Schwarber against a righty, but he's crushing the ball. 11 home runs and 19 RBIs in his last 8 games. So Schwarber's in play at 4-8, definitely. I wouldn't even go any higher than Schwarber tonight in the outfield. There's plenty of ways you can go, but in GPPs, yeah, a lot of these guys you can use. All those higher priced guys are in play, like the Judges and stuff. But you don't have to go there in cash. Use one of these lower priced guys and run with it, and then try to get your Ohtani's and Tatis in your cash games because they're gonna be higher owned anyways. All right, so if I was gonna rank them, I would probably rank them Daza as my favorite play, and then Tapia, then Castellanos, Vertigo, and then probably like a Polanco and Ben Gamel. May end up having to use Ben Gamel because he's so cheap at 2K. Hate it, but I do like Eddie Rosario tonight as for a bomb play. I think Rosario may go yard for Cleveland. Akil Baddoo is back in there too because he's so cheap. Is Baddoo leading off again tonight for Detroit? Leading off against JC Mejia at 3K, so Baddoo's in play. And I did mention Kevin Kiermaier. So plenty of outfield value ways to go. Wait and look, see what our projections look like before lock, the last projections we run, and see. You may see some guys jumping up, like a David Peralta jumping up. Maybe Abdu, Rosario, Castellanos may jump up even higher. Grisham. So plenty of ways to go here tonight. Just make sure you get it right here, and you want to get your pitchers right. All right, so to kind of sum it up, pitching, I'm either using Ray and Morton or probably Ray and Woodruff. Catching, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to jump right down to Zach Collins. Sanchez is going to be popular, but I'd rather probably go cheaper than like Zach Collins. First base, Ohtani. I love Matt Olson. I don't know if I can get to him. I like Ohtani. I think should best play. I like Kiki at second. Kiki, Jazz, or Hampson. Third, Rivera, or all the way up to Manny Machado. Shortstop, Tatis. And then the outfield, so all the value guys like Polanco, Gamel, Tapia, Daza, guys like that. All right, that's pretty much it as we go around. My top stacks tonight, I love St. Louis Cardinals tonight in Arizona, going up against Smith, who gives up a lot of hard contact, a lot of fly balls. It's a hitting environment tonight, bad bullpen. I like the Cardinals. I like the Rays tonight. I think they're going to be lower owned stacked, going up against Ross, who can't handle lefty bats. And the Rays are coming at him with lefty bats tonight. Instead of Loud, Choi, Franco, Meadows, Wendell, Kiermaier, all these guys are coming at him. Brett Phillips. Then after that, you get the Coors game. Then I like the Reds, of course, the Reds and Padres. And that's pretty much it for my top stacks. It's like 6 teams right there. All right. If you guys have any questions, I'm just going to run through price picks. And that's pretty much it. We're pretty much all set on our cash tonight. Let's go through price picks then. Code YFC. If you're new to that, sign up to YFC. I got a few plays. I have JC Mejia for Cleveland over 4.5 Ks. I think Mejia's in a really good spot tonight against Detroit. I like him a lot. I have no problem even using him as a value play, even for cash or pitch him. I like Charlie Morton, of course, over 6.5 Ks against the Mets. I got Austin Meadows over 1.5 total bases. He can definitely at least get 2 hits, definitely tonight against Joe Ross. And then Tommy Pham over 1.5 total bases tonight in Cincinnati against Gonsolin. So Mejia over 4.5, Morton over 6.5 Ks, Meadows over 1.5 total bases, and then Tommy Pham over 1.5 total bases. That's price picks. All right. So like I said, we made this pretty quick. It's pretty straight. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of players you can play with. I was trying to get to the highlight the top guys for cash. Anything else, and use your GVP, stack up the teams you like, and use 4 or 5 being stacks and run it that way. So get your pitching right tonight. So I think that's it. Good luck to everybody. Thank you, Mickey, and we'll be back tomorrow night. Appreciate it.